Tanse, bonjour, hello, happy 2024. We are making another documentary. This time it's about Canada's Trans Mountain Expansion Pipeline. It's the only vessel that carries crude oil from Alberta to the West Coast for shipment to foreign markets. It's the lifeline of Canada's economy. Well, that's what the feds and industry say. But it's also a contentious project because the pipeline barrels through several unceded Indigenous territories who've been battling to stop it. They've had so much taken from them already, from their children in the residential school system, culture, traditions, and the land, which is where it all started. The land and resources unjustly used and in many cases destroyed by colonial structures like governments, industry, and citizens that benefit. There have been protests and actions throughout the many years this pipeline has been in development, but it's still gone forward with the full backing of the state because, well, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau bought it on behalf of Canadians in 2018 after the initial company backed out due to investor uncertainty because of all the pushback. The pipeline is now almost complete. The developers want it up and running this year. With the threats of climate change, which this country has heavily experienced in the form of ravaging wildfires, drought, and destruction to Indigenous lands, which are some of the last pristine areas of our natural environments that we have left. Indigenous people are guardians of the land, of our waterways. Now, there's a sacred area near Kamloops, BC, which is in Secwepemc territory. The Secwepemc call it Peepsal. It's so precious to them, as it's the site of their creation story. It's one of the only grassland regions left, and it's filled with biodiversity, surrounded by an otherwise desert atmosphere. The TMX crew said they wouldn't drill there to respect Secwepemc's sacred connection to Peepsal. But then TMX ran into problems. They found they had to drill in the pipe there because the rocks were too dense, and it would take millions of extra dollars and a 9-month delay to go around it. So the Canadian Energy Regulator gave TMX the go-ahead to smash through Peepsal and the promises they made to the people of the land, the rights holders, the true stakeholders. The ones that stood up to say no, to stop their homelands from being harmed, were dealt with and then ignored. It's business as usual in Canada when it comes to truth and reconciliation. This is a story of the last stand, a people, a proud Indigenous nation that's been stifled by corporate and governmental power and corruption. We documented Secwepemc members' last stand to save Peepsal. A residential school survivor who's now an elder and hereditary chief jailed for blocking the pipeline. His daughter, a matriarch and mother, asserting Secwepemc law against the pipeline, also imprisoned for trying to save her traditions and revitalize Secwepemc identity, which is intrinsically connected to the land. A Secwepemc land defender dealing with unrelenting stress and harassment amidst the pressure to take on the giants of industry, police, and governments. With the stunning cinematography of my colleague Jordy Day, we bring you the intimate and compelling inside story of Peepsal, The Last Stand. Please help us make this incredibly important film. Telling underreported stories is essential for journalists to fulfill our role as the fourth estate, providing a critical check on power and giving a voice to the people that need it most. Legacy media is facing significant challenges in funding stories. The costs of the kind of feature and investigative journalism that I do are huge. It requires significant resources and time and funding. Funding in-depth reporting is challenging for media organizations because it often requires substantial financial investment without guaranteed returns. You've seen our work. Killer Water, Thacker Pass, Mining the Sacred. It's epic. You can help make this happen. to document these sacred stories to bring to the world to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable future. Hi, hi.